Hello everyone and welcome back to Kim's Cozy Corner. I wanted to bring a very short video to talk about my potatoes. I am back in my indoor grow space and I am looking at these luscious potatoes behind me, and I just wanted to show them to you. This will be quick, so we won't take a lot of your time, but you have to see how they're doing. These potatoes have these nice greenery behind me. I'm hoping you can see this. I have two containers and the leaves are so luscious. They're so green. They're enjoying the space they're in. And since they're enjoying the space they're in, I decided we're going to add some more potatoes, y'all. And so I've been doing a lot of time working with my potatoes. So there's a video up there that I talk about the potatoes that I'm going to grow again and what I'm ordering again next year, as well as a canning video. I just did a canning video where I canned up some of my potatoes because, y'all, this is what they look like. They got eyes all over them. They are ready to come up. And we don't want to lose those potatoes. Those potatoes, that's my supply, y'all. I don't want to have to buy any. So I did some canning of some of those potatoes as well. But when I did that canning, I realized that my supply is getting a little low and I don't want to buy potatoes. So I have these two pots going, and I think they've been going for about 3 weeks. I'll put the actual date here. I'll put it up here on the screen to kind of give you an idea of how long these potatoes have been in the ground. They've sprouted. They have huge hones on them. I mean, the stalks of these things are super thick and they're healthy. They're happy. I gave them fertilizer when I first put them in. But other than that, these potatoes are just, chucking along and they're very happy. And these potatoes will be ready in about 90 days, 90 to 100, I believe. If they were outside, that's how long they would take. Being indoors in my indoor grow space, I'm not quite sure. I can always harvest them even though they're nice and green like this as new potatoes, and they'll be real small, or I can let them die back. And I've never let potatoes die back in my indoor grow space. So we will just keep our eyes on these. We will see just how long it takes for them to start producing potatoes. But these two are doing amazing. And I said, why not? Let's do another one. Now, this particular container is very small compared to the other two, is very small. And I have grown potatoes in this container before, so it won't be the first time. But because the container is so small, I believe 2 potatoes is about all I can start in that container. So let me set you back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Now, we saw how good the potatoes were doing behind me. And my favorite potato, y'all, is this purple Viking. It's called a purple Viking. The skin is a purple, pinkish swirl of colors, but inside the flesh is white and it's so good. It's excellent storage. And I've been storing these now for more than 6 months, and they're just now starting to put eyes on them. And so we will turn these into more potatoes. And so I have, let's see what kind of mix I have in here. I have Miracle Grow Moisture Control potting mix already in here. And I was completely out of my granular fertilizer. So I went to my big box store, and being that it's off season, a lot of those fertilizers are on sale. And I was able to pick up this Dr. Earth, which is a very good, I think, name brand. Dr. Earth. It's an all-purpose fertilizer. I don't know if you can see that with the glare or not. And it has an NP&K of 222. That's exactly what you're looking for, is low and it's slow. NP&K of 222 and granular. And now just so y'all know, I've already added this to all of my plants in my grow space. And all of a sudden they perked up, they got happy, they got dark green, and they're ready to go. Now, I didn't add any to my potatoes because when I planted those, I did put some blood meal, I believe, in there and compost. So they're good to go. If they start looking like the colors getting really light green or that they're suffering, I'll add some of this as well because 2, 2, 2, you can't beat that. So we're going to add some of this to this pot here. So this is compost and Miracle Grow moisture control already in here. We're going to add a little bit of this Dr. Earth. And this Dr. Earth is an organic natural fertilizer. I'm going to add 2 of these little bitty cups. And so let's see what the ingredients are. What are the primary ingredients? Where are they? I saw them on here because I read it. Where did I read it? Oh, here we go. It says it's derived from alfalfa, fish bone meal, potassium sulfate, and kelp. And it's all natural. And my plants love it. So I've added in, I believe, about, what, 4 ounces in here. Let me get my gloves back on. I'm going to just mix that in. I already had, this container just under half full. It's a small container. Close this up so I don't lose it. I try to do some prep work so you're not just sitting here watching me do the same steps over and over. But so I've put that in there. Again, this container is so small, we're only going to use 2 potatoes. So we're going to get our potatoes in there. And whichever way your sprouts or your eyes are on them, you want to turn them in that up position. And I tell you what, y'all, I'm going to break this really long one off. That's just so long. I'm going to take that off. There are plenty of other eyes on here. But I'm going to throw it back in there. It can compost. Anyway, there are my 2 potatoes. And now I need to finish filling this up. We're going to fill this up probably to just under the lip of this container. I had a container here that I had put to the side for this very task. Perfect. And I'm going to add just a little more of this fertilizer. I'm going to mix that in as well. And that's it, y'all. We've started some more potatoes. Now, the way that I'm going to water these potatoes is going to be kind of interesting. So I'll have to bring you in close. So outside of watering the top, which we obviously are going to do, the soil is already nice and moist in here. But I'm going to water it now from the top, but then I'm going to show you how we're going to do some bottom watering to help these potatoes out. So this container right here is the container that I have up under my GreenStalks. So your GreenStalks need somewhere for the water to go. So I have the GreenStalks up about 4 inches on these 2x4s, and the hose, when I water, the water comes out these holes and go into this container. And guess what, y'all? Look at that. We are going to bottom water these potatoes from the water that runs off of these 2 GreenStalks. I don't believe in wasting anything. Now, I got to be careful not to overwater, but this is how we bottom water. And y'all, another thing of potatoes ready to go. And it's going to look like those right there in just a few short weeks. Thanks for joining me for another short potato video. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Come back to Kim's Cozy Corner and join me for some more of my indoor grow space videos. Until next time, and I hope there really will be a next time that you will join me. Bye.